It's all gone wrong again. I just had it all right. Not quite right. If I sit back maybe. Hello, is anybody here? That's better. Got an advert on my laptop, so probably no one can hear me just yet. Right, I can see myself on my laptop. So, hello to Mark. Hi, Mark. Put my laptop on my lap and then I can read your comments. And Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Thank you for coming along again. Cheers, everyone. I'm on the same drink tonight that I was yesterday, which is the lemonade with a touch of vodka. Just a little bit. Marcus. Hi, Marcus. And cheers, Kevin. Very weak vodkas, and that's the honest truth. I've had a couple, and yeah, cheers. So let's start off with everyone's scent of the day or night, wherever you may be in the world. Let me know where you are and what you're wearing. So I am wearing Tom Ford Soleil Neige. Got a decant, it arrived today, ordered from Fragrance Samples UK, which is Greggy Boy from the channel Greggy Boy 76. That's his company. Decants, lots of niche and some vintage perfumes as well. And I really wanted to try Soleil Neige because the notes sounded amazing and you could only get it in Selfridges. So I did actually smell it in London, but I was covered, all my arms were covered in different perfumes. So I had to spray a card and walk away. And I really enjoyed what was on the card, but it's not the same as spraying on the skin. So I really needed to get hold of a sample, and luckily Fragrance Samples UK had Soleil Neige. So that's what I'm wearing today, and I'm going to be talking in depth about that a little bit later on. So let's see what we're wearing. Shane, hi Shane. Aqua de Palmas Sandalo in Las Vegas. I love Sandalo. I think it's a gorgeous, classy, really lovely, easy to wear, easy to love fragrance. Mark Anderson's wearing Sexiest on the Planet. Yes, yes, love that one too. Lovely, woodsy, vanilla, isoe super, gorgeous fragrance. Really, again, easy to wear, cozy, easy to love. Marcus, cheers, powdery from My Perfumes Dubai. Smells in some way like Teint de Neige from Lorenzo Villoresi. Vanilla powder like fallen snow. Well, that sounds nice. It's almost got a similar description to Soleil Neige from Tom Ford, which is supposed to be sun on snow. 2 cents worth scent of the day, Black Tie Affair by Alexandria. And Ellie Janice Alien Essence Absolute here in very rainy Cheshire. Hi Ellie, that is a gorgeous fragrance. I love it. Another vanilla-y one, so quite a lot of rich vanilla-y scents tonight. And let's drink. So, Soleil Neige is my scent of the night. I wore it today as well. I'm going to come back and talk about how that smells in a little bit. So that's going to happen at the end of the chat. I'm going to talk about Soleil Neige, and I'm also going to talk about the Guerlain's L'Art et Matière latest entry is Ylang d'Embrons. And it's been out a little while, but it's the first time I've managed to smell it. So I've got a sample of that. And I've also got Angelique Onsons from Creed to sniff. So that's what I'll be sniffing with you if you hang around. But before that, then the main kind of theme of the video today is the best discoveries of 2019. So I've brought mine along, and I really hope that you'll share yours with me and everyone else. And these are not necessarily things that were released this year, but they're things that I discovered this year, although quite a few of them were released this year. So there. Hi Rich Mitch, making spaghetti bolognese. I don't like pasta. I had slow cooked pork with just a shit ton of veg today. It was easy, just browned off the meat a little bit, chucked a load of veg in, added some gravy, some chilli. I chopped up fresh chilli, gave it a bit of a kick, and that was it really. Not the most exciting, but it was quite nice. It felt quite wholesome because of the extent of the veggies that I put in there. A lot of veg. I've not been eating very healthy lately. Fallen off the wagon quite spectacularly. So things that we've all discovered in 2019, that's this year, for those of you that didn't know that. What have been your best discoveries, the things that you've fallen head over heels in love with this year? And I will start with some of mine. I'm going to start with one that's been out. I say it's been out, it's not out anymore. It was a 2012 limited edition, and I talk about this one a lot, so you may want to gloss over this bit. It's My Insolence from Guerlain. I ordered it blind. I was really curious about what it was going to be like. Blind bought a bottle that I found quite cheap on eBay, and it was the point I was supposed to be moving. Then my moving house got delayed, and when I got to this house, the parcel was here waiting for me and had been for quite some time, and I sniffed it the day I moved in. So you'd think in all the drama of moving I wouldn't have time for fragrances, but yeah, I did. So I unboxed it in here in this room. I stood by the fireplace just over there, and I smelled My Insolence for the first time, and I was not that excited by it. I was like, oh, okay. And that was it, moved on. And it took me quite a while. I retested it a couple of times, and then just suddenly found myself completely in love with it. So I've got 3 bottles now. I got through that first bottle. It was only a 30ml, half used. Got through that one very quick, and I now have 3 bottles to this size and a full size 30ml, and I've got another one coming in the post as we speak. So that's how much I fell in love. That was my biggest love of this year, but unfortunately it is discontinued. Morning Gail. Wow, 7 AM in Oz. You're up early, looking at YouTube already. For those of you that don't know, this one smells like, it's a musky, powdery, almond, vanilla, raspberry, very soft, just so comfortable, so easy to love, so easy to wear, just gentle. I would love it to be more beastly actually, but probably wouldn't suit the scent profile, but it's not weak. I spray a lot. I do spray a lot though. Okay then, so I'm getting out of breath. You're getting me all excited, everybody. Best have a sip. So another love, let's stick with the same house then. Another love for me this year, unexpected, was Guerlain's Mon Guerlain Intense. So it's Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum Intense. And I discovered this because Dan from Mr. Smelly got sent a load of different perfumes. This is one of them. And Dan kindly let me keep this after we did some blind sniffing for his channel. And this is one of the ones I absolutely loved. I couldn't believe how amazing it was. When I smelt it blind, I said it reminds me of a Guerlain Latte Matière exclusive. It's the beauty of the vanilla in here, I think, that really does it. And it's not this kind of, it's not that juvenile, cakey vanilla. It's definitely more upscale. It smells more expensive and it smells more refined and more adult. It's still got the lavender, just like Mon Guerlain does. I don't know, but I just find this so much nicer than Mon Guerlain, which Mon Guerlain's lovely, but I just really love Montgalan Eau de Parfum Intense. For me to love a designer, there's not that many designers that I love, but I really was blown away by this one this year. And Breathe. So, has anyone else got a discovery they want to share with the class? It's show and tell time. Come on, guys. Who's got a discovery they want to tell us about from this year? Something they felt head over heels in love with. Marcus. Woohoo! Guerlain's always nice to discover. Re-smelled, loved and bought this year. 2 Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum and L'Entente versions. Very nice designers. Yeah, I think Guerlain for sure. If you want to class them as designers, not sure. I think I do, generally, because they look like designers. So there's certainly that line, look like designers, they're priced like designers, and they're on the shelves next to designers. So in my head, they are designers, and I think they are a really nice designer line. There's a quality there and an understatement that I really love. And yeah, L'Homme Ideal, that whole line I love, probably because of the almond, but yeah, really lovely fragrances. So let's take another one. So this one I discovered because of Tracy from Comfort in Scents. Comfort in Scents is a YouTube channel and an Instagram, and if you're not following, then do. This one is Victorian Picnic, and it's by Solstice Scents. I don't know if my light's too bright. Let me just see if I can adjust that a little bit. That might be a bit better. So you can hopefully see. So Victorian Picnic is basically inspired by what you would imagine the Victorians would have at a picnic. So all the treats, probably a big Victoria sponge with lashings of buttery cream and jam, and just a whole ton of vanilla. But it's brightened up with some greenery, some sort of slightly green herbal notes that just stop it from being pure sugar overload. I really love this one. The far dry down is mostly vanilla, but it's really interesting for the first few hours. It's really, really good. Then it's just a beautiful, beautiful vanilla. And I found it because Tracy from Comfort in Scents sent me a sample of it, and then I just had to have it. So I did. So that's Victorian Picnic. So it's another gourmand, because of course I love my gourmands. I don't think there's anything here that hasn't got vanilla in it. Maybe one or two, but mostly everything here has got vanilla in it. Just saying. Mark Anderson, Los Angeles by Gallivant was cool. Really like that. Funny you should say that, Mark. So I've brought that down as one of my picks of the year as well. I was lucky enough to be invited along to the launch of this in London and gifted this bottle. And this is a tuberose fragrance. And I don't even usually like tuberose. This one's got a little bit of ethyl maltol in it, which is the candy floss note that sort of dominates in Baccarat Rouge, but it's not too heavy in here, and it's lifted by some vibrant, I'm not sure if it's pink pepper, there's something that gives it a lift, and then there's also a tarmac note and some gaiac wood, but it's not too weird. It just gives it a slight juxtaposition of the sweet and fresh of the florals and the candy floss with the sort of like slightly smoky, slightly strange note of tarmac. Really interesting, creative, and very wearable at the same time. So I would totally agree with you, Mark, that that was a really good release this year. Gail, Solstice Scents is on my to sample list next year, thanks to you and Tracy. Yeah, they're a really interesting house. They're fairly affordable, although it's a little bit difficult with them being, from my point of view, and obviously will be for you as well, the fact that they're in the States, you will then have the shipping and possibly the customs side of it, but they are a really interesting house. Lots and lots of different gourmand type fragrances. And Marcus, my discovery number one for this year is Rustic Oud from My Perfumes Dubai. EDP in extract quality, innovative, skin friendly without the use of alcohol. They use a liquid silicone. Okay, I've not heard of that before. Rustic oud is best oud scent for European noses, so refined and elegant, long lasting with powerful performance. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure. I think I don't really like oud in general. I think actually all the ouds in the Western fragrances are the ones that actually seem to bother my nose more. Like the cheap and and obviously a lot, probably all of them are synthetic. That seems to bother me more than when I've smelt the likes of Original Ladore, and the oud is real and it's more skanky, but for some reason it's much more palatable to my nose than the synthetic oud. So the oud that's sort of turned me off oud was Rose and Oud by the Marks and Spencer's brand Monotheme. And this is way early doors in my fragrance journey, and I was in Canterbury High Street and saw, I was in Marks and Spencer's looking at all the fragrances, and they've got a great selection, and they actually carry some really nice, the freshies they've got, the cologne type things are really lovely. And I tried, I tried this Monotheme Rose and Oud, and I thought, oh, that smells expensive because it's got oud in it, and I was still like super early on in my niche journey, and I tried a little bit and I thought, yeah, that's really nice, so I'm gonna wear that. And I coated myself in this Marks and Spencer's Rose Oud fragrance, and it was really nice for 10 minutes, and then something happened, and it was, to me, nauseating, disgusting, and I'd really sprayed a lot, an absolute shit ton. So I was in Superdrug buying wet wipes, and I was down the high street, stopping, scrubbing myself with wet wipes, and I could not get rid of this fucking stench. It was horrible, and I think that's what's probably ruined oud for me. That's it. That's my oud story. Anyone else got any discoveries? Oh, Gale, Anubis and Tobacco Rose have been big loves for me. Yes, I think they're both excellent fragrances. Anubis took me a while to come around to it. I tried it from a sample quite a few years ago, and it was too leathery for me, maybe too smoky. And then I kind of got interested again, and my nose had probably changed quite a bit, and I got a decant of it, and I enjoy it a lot now. I still don't feel completely comfortable wearing it though, which is strange, but I do really appreciate it. I love the jasmine in it. It's something really special about it, and the resins, and it's just something else at Anubis, I think. I just saw, actually today, I watched Pep, oh, excuse me, I watched Pep do his Anubis review. So that's one to have a look at if anyone's interested in Anubis from Papillon Perfumery. So this lemonade is making me a bit windy, so I drink more. Right then, let's move on to, I've got a couple from this house. This is 4160 Tuesdays Centerpiece Parfum, but this is a special one because what actually happened was, in the studio, Sarah McCartney accidentally overdosed the honey in Centerpiece Parfum. So this is the extra honey version, Honey Monster, as it was affectionately known. I'm not sure if she's still selling it, but it's gorgeous, very rich, and it's still Centerpiece, absolutely. You can smell it, still Centerpiece, which is frangipani green tea. Quite a cozy, sweet, but very textured fragrance. It's hard for me to explain. Not gritty, but it's got a real texture to it, which I love. You can almost bite into it. And it's sweet, but not too sweet. But this has got the extra honey, but it's still not, it's still not too honey. Sometimes honey can be hard for me to enjoy if it's really strong. I don't like Back to Black, for example, from by Kilian, but the honey in here I really, really enjoy. It's more like a honeycomb rather than like a astringent honey, if that makes sense. But so that was a find for me. I really enjoy Centerpiece Parfum, the Honey Monster edition, if it's still available. If it's not, I'm really sorry that I'm teasing you with this beautiful golden gem. And I think I might stay on 4160 whilst I'm on the subject. Gale, in our warm weather, the floral side emerges more. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I've always felt like Anubis was a cold weather fragrance, but actually I should try it in the hot weather because it might be really nice to see if that jasmine really comes out. Yelena Markovic, my discovery this year is Kaftan by Yves Saint Laurent, a gorgeous benzoin scent. I have tried it. In fact, I might have a sample somewhere, so I will retry that one. Thank you for the suggestion. So another one from 4160 Tuesdays is this one here, and it's called Clouds Illusion, and this one's the Parfum. I also have the EDP. I love them both. They're different enough to own both. The EDP is more on the citrus side when you first spray it, and not quite as orrisy as this is. So they both contain synthetic orris. They both contain synthetic narcissus and vanillin. And if you bought the expensive version, which is just called Clouds, not Clouds Illusion, then they will have the expensive naturals in them. I just went for the synthetics, had every faith that they were going to be amazing, and I was not wrong. This was a collaboration between Christy Long from the group Oh My Soul on Facebook. If you don't know the group, if you do Facebook and you love perfume and you like people and you're kind, then you should check out Oh My Soul. It's a really nice, kind group of fragrance lovers. There's no bro atmosphere going on in there at all. Christy wouldn't allow for it. And Christy has sort of got in or communicated with Sarah McCartney. They communicate a lot because Sarah McCartney moderates that group, Oh My Soul, and they've collaborated before. This time based on the song by Joni Mitchell, Both Sides Now, Both Sides Now. And it's kind of about it's about love and how you look at things and how you can see at some point in love you see the rose, I guess through rose-coloured glasses. I'm not sure if that's quite how it's supposed to come across, but how everything can be so amazing when you're in love, and then when it goes wrong you see it from the other side and how heartbreaking and upsetting it can be. And the same with clouds in the song, how they can you see them with sunshine, or you can see them when it's really stormy and grey and horrible. It's kind of like the fragrance has this journey that is everything to do with how it can be sunny and bright in the opening with this kind of very lemony and bright sunshine opening, but quite quickly gets cloudy with this orris and earthy note. But then it sweetens up and this vanilla starts to come through, which kind of feels like things are getting better again. So it's kind of like the roller coaster of life, really, how that you get the ups and the downs. It's a really, really beautiful fragrance, and definitely one of my favourites from this year. And it is still available, or various versions. You might not have everything in stock, but if you go on the site, you may be able to find some of the variants, and I would say you're completely safe with just getting the cheaper version. The one with all the naturals is very expensive, but yes, Clouds Illusion is absolutely beautiful. Love it. Anyone tried it? I think I need to top my drink up. Can you talk among yourselves just for a moment? I've got it all here, so I can still talk, I guess, but I'm not really looking, which is okay, I think. So let's talk about my vodka. Smirnoff today. This is a Christmas present from my mum. Cheers, mum. Oops, got some on the laptop. Cheers, mummy. And Then I'm on the lemonade again because I'm still trying to not stain my teeth. So we're on cheap diet lemonade because I actually prefer, when it comes to lemonade, I actually prefer the cheap stuff. So I'll buy the cheapest diet lemonade I can get. And I don't like my lemonade to be too sweet, and I find the cheaper brands aren't so sweet, which is why I go for them rather than Schweppes and 7-Up and Sprite. I find all of them a bit too sweet, and they make my teeth, even without the sugar, they make my teeth feel like they've got a coating on them. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, I just prefer cheap lemonade. Dan, looks like I got here just in time for the fun. Yeah, cheers Dan Spanos. Dan, what's your scent of the day or night? And what's your best discovery of 2019? Let us know. So I'm working my way through these fragrances quite quickly actually. So let's move on now to another one. And this one is Chameleon. Oh, look at that. I think that ring light that I've got, is it a ring light or a rim light? Either sounds a bit rude actually, but either way, it's making the bottle, that holographic thing, look absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to do that. So Chameleon by Zoologist. So there's been a few releases from Zoologist this year. This is by far my favourite, although I think Squid was a really solid release. Squid not quite my taste because it's maybe not sweet enough, but actually not scary like I thought it was going to be. Very incensey fragrance, where I was expecting a lot more aquatic. Quite aquatic in the opening, but dry down really incensey, and actually I really quite like it. But Chameleon's so much more me because I love Ylang Ylang, and this is a really heavy on the Ylang Ylang. So Dan is wearing Mancera's Choco Violet today, and his best discovery of 2019, Parfums de Marly Carlisle. My new favourite scent, at least for this week. Aren't we fickle? We're a fickle lot, aren't we? How does Carlisle smell, Dan? I'm not sure if, I don't think I've tried it. Has it been out for a while? Well, obviously came out this year, but I'm not familiar with Carlisle. I quite enjoy Leighton from Parfums de Marly. Oh, that's my cat trying to get in the door, so I better let her in. So I am going to have to get up, and I'll be 2 secs. Come in, sweetie. Come on then. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know. I know, darling. Sorry about that. She's probably going to try and go out the other door now. Or are you going to come over here? Are you coming over here? Come on in. Come on. That's it. Here she is. So, who wants to see Sweetie? Here she is. Look at the camera. Whoa. So, where did I put Chameleon? Here we are. Yes, the Chameleon feels like a really fruity, lively, party kind of beach party fragrance. It's really tropical and I just love it. But I do love Ylang Ylang, and it's just pretty and vibrant and livening. So yeah, Chameleon is definitely, I don't want her to jump over there because she's going to knock my glass over. So let's get my glass. Where are you going? Don't knock the perfumes over and don't knock the candle over. No, she's sniffing the vodka now. Don't knock the candle over. So there's the Chameleon. Again, for your viewing pleasure. Against my, look at that, matching. Beautiful. I love things that are multicoloured. So, yes. Let's see. Gail, love seeing Sweetie. Stephen Thomas, hi Stephen. So you pretty much just got, oh, come on then. Yeah, she's been a bit clingy, aren't you? Where you going? There's a bum. Right, what are you going to do? Are you going to settle there? Let's move on to another fragrance. And this one's an affordable one. Still from America, or the States, USA, United States of America. And this is Delizia di Marshmallow, and it's Kai's perfumes. Okay, I swallowed some. Kai's perfumes, Delizia di Marshmallow. What a beautiful gourmand fragrance released this year, and it's very, very strong actually. It's like powdered sugar and rose water and molten marshmallows. It's just absolutely beautiful, but it does have a little bit of development, which is unusual for what would sound like a single note fragrance. The vanilla in here is really, really beautiful, and I believe she does use quite a lot of naturals in her fragrances. This is absolutely stunning. If you like a sweet smell, it's fairly simple. Oh, it's so nice. Sort of thing you'd probably just want to spray on your pillow before you go to bed and fall asleep floating on fluffy marshmallow clouds. It's absolutely gorgeous. Could probably lend itself quite well to some layering as well. An absolutely beautiful fragrance. Oh, love it. So, Kay Stygen, hello. Let's all say hi to Kay Stygen. She's saying hi to everybody. Gail, did she settle into your new house okay? I think she has. Yeah, she seems pretty settled. The only thing I'm worried about is we get a lot of foxes in the garden, because next door their garden's very run down and there's a lot of junk and stuff, and I think the foxes have found it quite a haven. And then of course they're always in all the surrounding gardens, and they've dug big holes in my garden to get through to next door, the other side. And I think that might be a little bit disconcerting, because we weren't quite so, there were definitely foxes around at the last place, but not to this extent at all. I didn't see many. I saw a lot of squirrels. I think she quite enjoyed the squirrels at the old house, and now we've just got mostly foxes. So, but she's pretty much stays indoors a lot anyway these days. She's getting on a little bit, but I think she pops out just to use the loo, powder her nose, and pretty much that's it these days. So I think she's all right. In the house, I think she quite likes it. She's got a lot of little places that she likes to hang out, and I think she feels quite safe. So yeah, I'd say she's settled in. Tracy from Comfort and Sense, missing some, trying to settle youngest. Oh, okay. Okay, Tracy, we will see you whenever you can make it. If not, catch up later. You got a mention earlier. Dan, it's a somewhat darker fragrance with some sweetness at the top from bergamot and mandarin, a base of patchouli, cardamom and guyat wood, definitely vanilla in the base, but it's not listed. It sounds quite nice actually, Dan. And Comfort and Sense, Luna Rabbit likes, Luna the Rabbit likes shorter spells out now too. Oh, bless them as they get on. Mind you, I'm the same. Don't go out too much these days, especially if the weather's horrible. I'd rather just stay indoors in my PJs. I'm getting on a bit though. Okay, so onwards and upwards with more discoveries. So we did Delizia di Marshmallow. Has anybody tried anything from Kai's perfumes? There's a new one now, praline something. I really would like to try. Let me know if you've tried that one. So another discovery this year, I went to Essence in Milan, the perfume trade show, and I met a lovely lady. She didn't have a stall there, but she was just there kind of like scoping the place out to see if it was something that would work for her. And her name is Amanda Beadle. She has a company called Bido Parfums, or Bido Perfumes, or just Bido. And we bumped into each other and she sort of knew me through 4160 Tuesdays, I think maybe from my reviews of those fragrances, because she's got a connection with Sarah McCartney. So she's had some training with Sarah McCartney, and she uses her studio at 4160 Tuesdays. So she asked to meet for a coffee and let me smell all of her perfumes. I say all of them, I think there was 4 at the time. Chouette, Hibou, Chez Noir, which is the one that won the Art and Olfaction Artisan Award, and also Boutique, which was in conjunction with a boutique shop that's actually called Boutique. And so I smelt them all, and when I went away, so I was really impressed because they're very unique fragrances, but still really nice, like still very, very wearable, not weird, is what I'm saying. And I went away, and having tried the samples for a little while, I knew that well, initially I really wanted Chouette, but then I went to wear the last of my sample of Hibou, and I just thought, no, I need Hibou first. And anyway, I've got Hibou, and I've also got Chouette, which is, I left that one upstairs. Hibou's my favourite. It's a little more bombastic. Stephen Thomas, my discovery this year was Guerlain's Bois Mystérieux. So I think that was the renamed version of, tell me, I've forgotten. The incense one. Is it Myrrh? I can't remember. You'll have to remind me. That's a remake of one. Dan Spanos, have to get back to work. I hope you have a great chat. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for popping in. Evelyn in colour. I'm super new to niche and indie stuff. Has just got into perfumes in the last year. I ordered a lot of Kai's samples, and Mandorlo Chocolato stood out, smelling like a Terry's chocolate orange. Yes, I think I might have tried that years ago. I did try quite a few that were out sort of quite a few years ago, and I think that might have been one of them. There was certainly a very chocolatey one that I remember. And yeah, but they were, I mean, they're all good. They're all really nice. They all smell like proper perfumes. I mean, for the price, is what I'm saying, is that they are $23 US for a 15 ml. And you can buy matching products and stuff, which is really nice. And I think they're really, really nice if you're into proper full-on gourmand fragrances. They are really nice, amazing for the price. So Hibou then is very orangey, woody, almost like cocktails and orange blossom and syrup and woods. It's as bombastic as Alien in terms of how it just grabs your attention. It's that kind of fragrance. I like it a lot. It's not an everyday thing for me. It's something that sometimes I just crave a little sniff of it. So I just pick the bottle up and, oh, there it is. It's something about the combination of this textured woods with this syrupy, orangey, flowery thing. I'm not doing it any justice, by the way. Gorgeous scent. Really happy that I bumped into Amanda and I discovered this brand. So we're getting through them. I don't want this one to drag on too long because I'm trying to keep the videos sort of hour-ish if possible, these live streams. Otherwise I think they're not really that watchable later on, are they, when you watch back? Who's got that much time to kill, you know? So quickly then, a very recent discovery of mine is this house called Cadencia, and they do colognes and they are very cheap. So these are around about £12 mark. This one is my favourite, which is the violet one. It's simply called Violette. And this one, I've used that much because basically I pour it on my pillow before I go to bed at night. Sometimes I pour it into the bath, and I also made my mum a decant because she really loves violet. And this is a very typical Parma violet, sweet violet scent, similar to Penhaligon's Violetta. Not quite, I mean, obviously it's a cologne strength and it acts like a cologne, so it's not going to be mega long lasting. Fun to play layering with. and just a very pretty violet scent. I sometimes pour it in my hand and chuck it on my shoulder and then go to bed. So yeah, that's why I've used so much. But £12 a bottle, 125 mils. I think you can't argue with that. So evening in colour. Also smelled and liked Douceur Brulee from Kai's, but it has a strong butter note that makes it smell almost too savoury for me to enjoy it unless I'm in a particular mood. Excuse me, I'm belching. They are watchable after the fact, FYI. That's how I've missed most of the previous streams and enjoyed catching up while painting my nails or cleaning. Oh, thank you, that's really nice to know. I have to admit there are some long videos I do watch when I actually, like today, I did my nails, and that's a great time to sit and watch a longer video actually. So I think you just need that activity that's a bit long where you're sat sort of still, or even if you're just listening to it, you can have it on, can't you, in the background, and then get on with whatever, painting the kitchen or cooking or whatever. So okay, thank you. So next one, another discovery of this year. I'm not sure when it was released actually. I think it's fairly recent, and this is Sarah Island's Crushed Velvet. So what I love about this house is that they do these small bottles just like Kai's do and Bido do. So this is a 15 ml, I believe. So really handy travel size bottle. So actually all my small bottles are going with me, not tomorrow, the next day. I'm going to Nottingham, which is about a 3-hour drive from here, to visit my dad and his girlfriend for a long weekend. So I was just thinking about what perfumes to take, and I've decided just to take the small 15 ml travel sizes that I've got, and so that will be coming with me. Crushed Velvet is a rose dominant fragrance, but it's really interesting. It's not like a obvious rose fragrance, nothing like Chloe, for example. It's not a very clean and soapy rose. It's quite metallic and kind of mineral like. I can't remember the notes now, but it's sort of woodsy, very metallic, very sharp, but also kind of fruity. Maybe there's some sort of red fruit in here. I just can't remember. Maybe raspberry. If you like things like Portrait of a Lady, it's that ballpark, but it's not the same. It's a beautiful rose fragrance that's different. It's very oriental. It's kind of voluptuous. I really like that one. It's kind of fresh and rich at the same time. So that's Sarah Island. She's based in the UK, and Crushed Velvet. She actually used to live in the same county as me, so there's some references in her PR material to Canterbury and sort of areas near where I live. So that's that one. And these ones, if I recall, are not that expensive. They are affordable. This was gifted to me following reviewing the sample set that she sent to Dan and myself quite a while ago. So it was a gift, but I do really love it. And I will be taking it with me to Nottingham on Thursday. Nottingham's where that Robin Hood fella was chasing Maid Marian around, something like that. Sherwood Forest and all that. Off goes Sweetie. She's probably going to scream to get out the door again. Crushed Velvet is really, really nice rose fragrance. If you like roses and you like them a bit minerally, might have some rose oxide in it maybe, which is quite a metallic rose scent. I'm just going to let the cat out the door. Oh. Come in, Sweetie. Come on then. In a minute. Okay, sorry about that. She's a very demanding young lady. I wonder where she gets that from. Okay. Comfort Incense, tried Crushed Velvet sample you sent last night after the mention of it. Gorgeous rose. Yep. Glad you like it. Okay, we are getting through these. I've got 2 more for you. And this one is, it's been out a long time and I've just got the travel, I think this is an official travel spray and it's by MDCI and it's Chypre Palatine. So this is one of the most complex scents ever. Spray a little bit. I'm going to be really tight because this is all I've got. I don't really want to buy a full, but I want a full bottle. I just don't want to pay for a full bottle. So it was on my list of full bottles to buy. And then someone was selling that in one of the groups, a 15ml travel spray. So I jumped on that just to put off paying for that full bottle. But it's going to happen at some point. When you first spray Chypre Palatine, it is a crazy burst, a mishmash of a million notes. And if I went in a shop, sprayed it, smelt that and walked away, I'd say, oh, it's all right, but I don't need that, it's a bit crazy. You have to wait for Chypre Palatine, have a little bit of patience. It's a Bertrand Duchefort fragrance, so you know it's going to be good. The note listing on Fragrantica has about 100 notes listed, and you can kind of tell that they're all in there when you first spray it. But when you wait, the resinous aspect of it just becomes the main thing, the main accord, and it just, everything suddenly melds together and just becomes this caramelized, resinous, labdanum, ambery, beautiful thing on your skin that is like nothing else. It's getting better already. Not that I don't think it's good as it is, but as it is at the moment, reminds me kind of like Chanel No. 5 or very vintage old fragrances. It's kind of sharp, and I don't know if there's aldehydes, but it feels like a sharp, aldehydic, extremely floral fragrance. But it doesn't take long and it goes super special. It's worth the money without a shadow of a doubt. It's worth the money without a shadow of a doubt. It's rich, it's very long lasting. Chypre Palatine, I love it. I don't wear it too often, again, because I only have a little bit and it feels very special. And the fact that you do need to wait sort of 20 minutes or so for it to settle means I don't always reach for it, because sometimes I'm running out the door. You know what it's like. Or, you know, when you're just staring at all your perfumes, that one, no, that one, no, that one, no, that one, no, I don't feel like that. That one, no, and I might regret that. Do you do that? I think you all do that. So Chypre Palatine, I only discovered it this year, and I love it love it. Love it. Has anyone tried it? I'm sure you have, because it's a classic, well known, well loved. Comfort Incense, found it at I think we're talking about Crushed Velvet. Found Incense, found it at I think we're talking about Crushed Velvet. Found it at Powerhouse to start to. Oh no, I'm talking about Chypre Palatine. Yes, must try it on skin. Yes, definitely try it on skin and be patient. Don't judge it on those opening. Try it on skin and be patient. Don't judge it on those opening notes, because not that, as I said, opening notes aren't bad. They're just a bit wild. In this sort of jim jam mishmash crazy everything and the kitchen sink manner. but it doesn't take too long, and then heaven descends. Amy, is it repeating sound for anyone else? Amy, is it repeating sound for anyone else? Yeah, how is the stream? Am I repeating? I hope not. Oh, sorry, I don't really know how to fix any technical issues. Let's hope it just sorts itself out. Oh, how long's it been repeating for? I don't know what to do. Turn it off and on again. I don't know what to do. Turn it off and on again. Anyone else got any problems with my sound? Am I repeating? Am I repeating? Am I repeating? Go home, YouTube, you're drunk. Go home, YouTube, you're drunk. I've been feeding YouTube. I've been sharing my drink with YouTube. Okay, I'm going to hope it sorts itself out. If not, I really will just have to end. If not, I really will just have to end it. Final fragrance from my 2019 favourite is another 4160, and it's called Oriane, and it's got almond in it, and it's got almond in it. It's very soft and musky. There's a slight lift from something citrusy. It reminds me a little bit of my Insolence that I was talking about earlier. It has some similar aspects to it. Do I need to stop? Okay, so what I'm going to do is stop and start. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.